We're live.
Hello and happy Sunday.
Oh, not only that, happy St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, for sure. We're wearing our green today.
Exactly.
St. Patty's.
Lots to talk about today. Lots in the vlogging world. Let's go.
Well, good afternoon or evening, morning, wherever you are in the world watching this. Thank you for joining us today.
Yes, it is chilly here in Northern Ontario.
It is.
Starting to feel more like it should as opposed to the warm winter we've had. So I'm feeling a little cold. I got my hot tea, my new mug. What does it say on there? Maybe you should read the words.
No, I can't.
Come on.
No,
what does it say?
Can't. This was a gift from someone. Actually, Wanda and Paul gave it to him on our group cruise. It says, the man, the myth, the legend.
There you go.
Yeah, just what he needed. Something to boost his ego a little bit.
There you
more.
go. Wanda and Paul know all about me and that stuff.
There you go.
So I got a nice warm tea in here. It's not spiked or anything today.
Yeah.
We're still getting a little bit over the illness.
Yes, we are. It's been lingering.
Yep. We are 95% of the way there. Yep. Sounds like we have one of our biggest fans at the top of the stairs barking at us right now, too.
Yeah, I didn't think Bruno wanted to join us today. He was quite happy upstairs in the living room, but he hears us talking and he wants to come join us. So we'll see. I might have to do a little quick escape and get him if he barks again. Sorry, guys.
There he is.
All right. I'll be right back.
Off to get Bruno. So as Mrs. Canuck is getting Bruno, maybe I'll bring up a little bit about what we're going to talk about a little later on today after we go through saying hi to everybody. And that is about vlogger ethics. That comes on the heels of what happened with Ben and David on the MSC cruise. So a lot of people have heard about it. If you haven't, we'll probably provide a little more detail. And Bruno's back. There you go.
Spoiled boy.
He didn't want to be part of the show last week. He stayed upstairs, but this week he wanted to be back again.
Yeah.
So Ben and David basically shut down from vlogging and filming on a cruise ship and doing all that good stuff that we do on YouTube with MSC, and kind of caught our attention because we've had some issues with MSC about filming, probably the only cruise line that we've ever had issues with. And so it kind of was near and dear to us. And so we thought it'd be worthwhile to have a conversation about vlogging and kind of what we do on ships to try to remain what we call ethical or respectful of other people and passengers. And a little bit about some of the guidelines. There are actually some rules in the media as far as what we can do on YouTube, can't do on YouTube, and talk about that. Take your questions and maybe kick around all this stuff and see what you think about vloggers filming you on a cruise ship if you don't know about it. How does that feel, right? There's all those pieces and nuances. So heavy stuff. But let's get to saying hi to a few people. Let me see if I can find some comments here. So have you got your comments working?
Oh, sure. I'll do that too.
I think the first one I've got is Twyla is on today.
Good afternoon. Fresh off the boat from the Rotterdam this morning. Yeah. Heading home on the I-95. Well, drive safely, Twyla. Thank you for joining in. Hope you had a great cruise on the Rotterdam.
From the Rotterdam. And that reminds me, Rotterdam. We've got a tiny bit of news, not all the news you want, but a little bit about the group cruise. And Rotterdam gave me a hint, but it's not the answer to the question.
Well, I was just going to say, I think you're leading people down the wrong path with
just giving them a hint.
Okay.
And I've got Mark next.
Hi, Mark. Hello from Rockland. You know where that is, Mr. Canuck?
That is definitely east of Ottawa.
There we go. He's finally figured it out, Mark.
And Bruce and Tawny are here from North Carolina.
Hi, guys. Welcome.
And I've got Serena here.
Ooh, good evening.
Oh, second, I can't. There we go. I managed to get her comment up finally.
You got it?
I want you to say where she's from.
No. You're going to make me mispronounce another word on TV again, for sure.
Hopefully Serena can let us know. I'm looking at the letters. I'm trying to guess what that would sound like. I know. I'm just going to go with Skane because that's what it looks like, but I'm sure that's the wrong way.
Like to me, that's what I would think, but it's probably wrong. Yeah.
I'm not sure. It's got a little symbol over the A that I'm not sure what that means.
Oh, right. That's true.
Yeah. So if Serena has a way to give us it in our version of English.
No. Yeah. We will butcher it. I'm sorry.
We'll try. Francine's here.
Hi. We will miss next Sunday's live because next Saturday they are on a cruise for the Mexican Riviera on the Bliss. Oh, exciting.
Norwegian.
anticipation. It's almost here. All the countdown. Good for you.
Yeah,
Enjoy your time.
We've looked at the Norwegian Bliss a couple of times. We haven't been on it, but it's in the mix of ones we would do if we can find the right deal.
Mm-hmm.
There's some interesting features about that, how things have changed a little bit since the Getaway and even the Epic. It's similar in design, but they've added some new things.
Oh yeah.
Glassed in areas for like smoking in the casino. Funny little things that caught my attention that I thought were positives.
Okay.
Yeah. So you have to let us know what the Bliss is like.
Mm.
And Todd is here.
Hi, Todd. Chilly, Minnesota. 10-day forecast holds 5 days of snow. Ooh.
Plus below zero if it's anything like what we're going through the next 5 days. Yeah.
We're not getting great weather either right now.
It's kind of normal for what it's supposed to be this time of year. We've just been really spoiled up till now.
That's true.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And Wanda and Paul are here to make sure that their mug is on the channel. Yes.
Welcome, guys.
It does keep the tea very, very hot to the point where I've been burning my lips for the last few minutes trying to drink it. So it works very well.
And Kylie is here. Hi, Kylie.
Kylie is here from
London.
London,
England.
UK. And who is up next?
Patrick and Marietta from a sunny Mississauga, but also chilly at 5 degrees Celsius. Is that what it is here?
No, it's probably closer to zero here. Yeah, we're a little chillier.
Yeah, it's chilly. And James and Kimmy Cat. Hi, Jill and Jerry and fellow Canucklings. James here today, and Kimmy had to work. It's 74 degrees in California. There you go. That would feel nice right about now, James.
Yeah,
We're very jealous.
I think that's around 22 Celsius.
Yeah, that would be perfect.
Although we almost had that last week. We had one day that was like 15, 16 Celsius, which is like 60 Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
Very unusual, if not record breaking for around here for this time of year.
Yeah.
And Tony's here.
Hi, Tony, from a sunny, warm Florida. Well, he wins. He's probably got the warmest temperature.
And
I'll let you say the next one since you're so happy with
me
this.
And my manly man. I'm sure Scott has a mug like this too. I'm pretty sure.
Hi guys, Scott and I here in Illinois, 43 degrees. Feels like 32 with the wind. Yeah, chilly there too then.
And the boss is here.
Boss Papa. Howdy. All day beautiful.
I'm not sure if I don't think I've ever heard you use the word howdy before.
There you go.
First time.
Howdy.
Howdy. Do they use that in Nashville?
I don't know.
We were researching non-cruise vacations because we're still trying to figure what to do with our life. And Nashville was in the mix, so I'm just maybe wonder where that's at.
One of those things. We were close to planning a trip right around COVID of going there, and of course it didn't happen. But we were in the midst of trying to do it. Anyways, we've never been there, so one of these days we'll get there. And I just had a funny message pop up saying that the live wasn't working. So if you can see us and hear it, just let me know and I'll look at the comments below. But I think it's working. Okay. I see comments coming in after 2 o'clock, so I think we're good. Okay. And Wanda is saying happy Sunday. Hi, Wanda. Just got back from Wonders of the Sea. Wow, what a ship. I didn't feel any movement at all when we got back. LOL. I definitely recommend it. Oh, wow. That's a big one. And,
Kylie's saying hi to Bruno.
Oh, yeah. Bruno, you going to say hi to everybody?
Bruno needs a haircut.
He does. Yeah. It's one of those things that needs to get done. Maybe this week. We'll get them done.
Serenity Searchers is here.
Hello.
And also, I see people saying the live is working good. So, yeah, we're on the air.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
Scott and Matt are here.
Sunny and beautiful Oregon. There you go. It's got some good weather then.
And Cynthia.
Keep reading, hun.
Cynthia says hello. And she's also saying hi to Bruno. I think Bruno might be more popular than us. If only he could go on the cruises. He could probably replace me. Mrs. Canuck and Bruno.
Mrs. Canuck and Bruno?
I could be just the cameraman. Yes. Yeah. Serene Life is saying hello from chilly Indiana.
Hello.
Everybody's chilly, it seems.
It is chilly everywhere.
And Michaela, happy St. Patrick's Day.
Ooh, there you go. You should be having green beer today. Isn't that what people have? Oh, green tea?
Green tea.
But it's not actually green when you have green tea. Ruthie is here from Atlanta.
Yeah. It was almost cold enough to put that sweater on.
Oh, yeah.
This week might be the week.
Actually, I wore mine this week, Ruthie.
Yeah. Yeah. I believe Ruth is leaving for Europe really soon, too.
Oh, yeah.
Lucky her. And Laurie is here from Vancouver, BC.
Hello. Welcome.
And Fran is here. She says she's been a while since he's been here.
Hmm.
Do you see her?
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been here. Balmy 18 degrees in Victoria, BC.
There you
Nice.
go. That's usually the way it works in Canada. If it's warm out west, it's cold in the east, and vice versa. So they're getting the warm weather now. And Brenda's here from Dartmouth, Nova Scotia.
Boarding Enchanted next week. Oh, exciting. Enjoy it.
Yes.
You'll have a wonderful time.
Yep. Definitely get to the pub early.
Early.
Wearing your greens. You can hear the Irish music.
Early on the cruise and early before the live musicians are scheduled to play. As the cruise goes on, the busier that venue gets.
And, the Plump Travelers are here.
Hello.
I'm just changing my position.
From Powell River, BC.
And Glenn Matthews is also here.
From sunny California.
Nope,
Carolina. Sorry. I just saw the CA.
And from Hamilton, but not Hamilton, Ontario, Hamilton, Michigan, is Brian.
Hi, Brian. Welcome.
And I'm just getting some live text updates that, yes, this person managed to get the live, so they're back on.
Okay, good.
And Keith is here from the UK.
Hi.
And
welcome.
We've got Jack here from Richmond, Virginia.
Ahoy from Richmond. Just booked a cruise on the Sun Princess. Any plans to sail on the new Spear class? We will be sailing on her
Sphere.
Sphere? I said it wrong.
Sphere.
I will do it, guys.
Yes.
Yes, we are cruising. Sorry, Jerry got me right off of topic now as he's criticizing how I'm speaking again. Yeah, in the fall we're going once it comes to Fort Lauderdale.
Yes, once it makes its way across the Atlantic. Constance Cook in Travel is here.
Welcome
from Melbourne, Florida. We know where that is. Probably knows where Barefoot Bay is. Then we've spent some time there with family. And 15 in BC yesterday.
Wow.
And Scott is here from northern Saskatchewan.
Ooh, not far from Flin Flon.
Flin Flon.
Did I say that right?
No. Two L's. Flin and a Flon.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Flat, middle of Canada. And Todd is here watching group cruise videos. Or he was watching them. Maybe he's not doing it right now because he's trying to watch the live, I hope.
And Matthew is from Halifax, enjoying the group cruise videos so far. Booked on Odyssey of the Seas, end of August for Italy, Greece, and Turkey. Oh, exciting. Yeah.
We have honestly been looking for trying to book a Royal Caribbean cruise.
We have.
And get on one of the Seas.
Of the Seas, yes.
We just haven't pulled it off. We're also kind of curious as to what people want to see. Like, there's a lot of coverage of all the big new ships every time they come out. A lot of coverage. So, like, there's no real gap for us to fill there, other than just to show you how many people are on it. But a lot of the mid to older ships don't seem to get a lot of coverage. So we're kind of leaning that direction because that's more our speed. But yeah, we're curious to know what other people want us to vlog, because I think that's kind of a niche in Royal Caribbean that's kind of
Odyssey's
out there.
Relatively of a new one.
Odyssey's a bigger one, yeah. But I just thought of that when I was thinking of the seas in my past week of cruise research. We've
been doing that a lot this last week.
We've been booking nothing, but we've been researching lots. Yes. And Cornwall, Ontario has Stephen saying Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Hi, welcome, Stephen.
And Serenity Searcher says yes. I think that
maybe you said it properly. I think.
What did I say wrong?
When you were saying the name of the town.
Serenity Searchers.
Oh, it's working. No. That's responding to whether the live was working. I'm really reading further there now. Sorry, guys.
That was Serena Knits and Pearls.
Oh, okay.
That's
Okay.
And we are to Jermaine.
Welcome, Jermaine, from Playa de Carmen,
Mexico.
We almost ended our 3-month stay here. Nice. Going back to Quebec this Wednesday. Wow, that's a nice way to spend the winter out of Canada. Hope you had a great time.
Yeah. I think Playa de Carmen is near Cozumel, but on the mainland. I think I got that. Yeah.
I believe so.
Wonder if Jermaine got across to Cozumel. We could have visited with her. We just got back from Cozumel. And Gaetan, Sheila, and Gates.
Hi, welcome.
And Wanda and Paul.
Looking for a trip to Nashville as well that COVID put on hold. There you go. Same boat as us.
There you go.
Yeah.
Maybe next patron group cruise will be to Nashville.
Group cruise in Nashville. Are we on a riverboat?
We're just cruising down the main street looking for music venues.
There you go.
And Jermaine is on, in June, the Solstice from Vancouver to Alaska. That would be Celebrity, I believe.
Sorry. I'm still trying to use my tech on the computer here. I'm not doing as well as you.
Greg is here from Unchilly, California.
Yeah.
I misread it out of the corner of my eye.
Nice.
And Jermaine is saying 32, and she's winning now.
Oh,
in
wow.
Mexico, it's 32 Celsius, I believe she means, yes.
Mm.
And Serena Knits and Pearls seems to have an update.
Oh.
Have you read it yet?
Yeah. Well, no, you can.
The A with the little Exante Poo thing at the top there.
It's a circle, right?
Is the 27th letter in our alphabet.
Okay.
Is pronounced like SK skull A, like, just I got confused now with it.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we'd have to take
I understand more, but I still don't understand enough to say it yet. we're sad when it comes to language. We're going to revisit this one.
Mm-hmm.
I have to pull out my Google and say, how do you say?
Yeah, that's true.
And Francine says, gives a thanks up.
Yeah.
Thanks up.
Thanks up. A thumbs up.
We're so bad
Hit
at
the
thumbs
like
up.
and subscribe button. Wanda's saying thank you.
Yes, if you can make comments on our live right now, it means you are subscribed. But if you can't, that's because you haven't subscribed. So we're so close to reaching 10,000. So it'd be nice to get a few more subscribes in there.
Mm-hmm.
And
Cynthia, she has a good comment.
Okay,
she
I'm
says,
almost there.
we want to try the Sun Princess, but with all their issues right now, we're going to wait until 2026. What do you think? I think that's a really good idea. We're hoping and praying that by the time they get into North America, that they've ironed out some of the problems that they're currently having for sure. Because, that they are learning, and that often happens with a new style of ship. But it seems to be some things are not working as normally well for Princess.
Yep.
We're hearing.
They seem to be reaching out to some social media to see if they can get some positive PR. So they must be realizing they're struggling to get, the positive feedback they're looking for right now.
Mm.
I'm sure it'll come.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. We're going to find out in the fall and let you know for sure. And I see that Flin Flon, the Facebook user, is saying that Flin Flon, home of Bobby Clark, I believe, a hockey player. Not sure.
Yes.
You know what team he played for?
Oilers?
Philadelphia Flyers.
Oh, see? No, I don't.
Another Facebook user saying Happy St. Patty's Day. And Northern Saskatchewan is not prairie, but on the Canadian Shield.
Oh.
Nope.
No?
No. My geomorphology class at York University taught me otherwise. Kat is here from South Carolina.
Hello.
2 months to Norway.
Ooh,
We've
nice.
got 14 months till Norway.
14 months. The longest we've ever booked a cruise out. Ever. We're not really that big of planning that far out, but we did it for Paul and Carol.
Constance Cook is saying that we can forget about any of the seas, that we've heard too much about the Icon. And that's kind of our we'd like to move away from that size of ship and maybe try some smaller ones. It's kind of where our brain's at. So, And Todd says he took advantage of a casino offer on the Sun in late October.
In a deluxe balcony.
There you go.
Sounds lovely.
And 25th anniversary, any cruise suggestions? Lori is saying July of 26.
Wow.
What do you think?
That's
Is the Star Princess out by then?
It might be.
Yeah.
It probably will be.
I guess it depends how you want to celebrate your anniversary.
That's true.
You want it quiet, relaxing, or do you want to be up partying all night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Do you want a nice quiet cabana overlooking the ocean? Yeah. Depends what you want.
Yeah, it's hard just with that little information to give somebody a recommendation because everybody cruises differently for sure, right? Some people want to be on the dance floor all night long every night. So then I would steer you away from, certain cruise lines. But
And Brenda, she's recommending we use the Radiance class ship for Of the Seas. I think that's
They're
in the
nice.
running of the ones I've looked at.
We've been looking at those. We have.
We've looked at that class. And Scott says he was on Harmony of the Seas. And it might have been too big for his liking. We've also looked at the Harmony thinking, maybe we'll try a big one, but we keep shying away from that idea.
Right. Francine has a question. Is the letter of the day twice on blog number 3? It's the same letter. It just
shows up twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had this situation before in past vlogs. Like we tell you, there's only one letter for each vlog day, and it's always the same letter. And if you see it 20 times, it's still just use it once. And if you see it once, use it once.
Yeah.
So it's always the same.
Yeah.
As far as I know, unless someone found a second letter that we don't know about. That's happened in the past, but I think this one looks the same in both different scenes. Yes. And we do have a question about that. So we are going to dive into a little more about the letter and the scavenger hunt because we had some confusion about that.
We did.
So we'll jump into that as soon as we're done some comments here in a second. We should book the Sun Princess. It looks amazing. Reviews are awesome. December 7th. Looking forward to it. So yeah.
We're going to give it a try.
Yep. Looks interesting. Tell you honest truth, I have even watched a ship tour of it. I haven't paid a lot of attention. I just heard the noise as I'm flipping through Instagram. I'm trying to keep it a little bit kind of out of mind because I kind of want to get onto it a little fresh. I don't want to sometimes over prepare for a cruise. And
yeah, we like to be surprised in a good way with some of the new things that the new ships have. So, I mean, generally what we do is we'll watch a vlog of a new ship that we're interested in when we're booking it, and then try not to look at any of that stuff leading up to the cruise, so that we sort of have the surprise and the joy of it once we get on board the ship.
Sorry, I was just looking at my phone when you stopped talking. And Scott said he's done the Lolita Loca cruises, but he'd like to go for a Cruising Canucks group cruise.
There you go.
There you go. And we're working on that. We're going to talk a little more about that in a second. And Ruth says she should be interested in seeing you guys on a Royal Caribbean older ship.
Yeah, that's what we're thinking.
Us too.
I don't think we're going to be doing the Icon or anything like that. But they have some older ones that I think would still be fun to try. Like
names that keep coming up for us, so stuff like Adventure of the Seas, I think was one. Maybe Explorer of the Seas, I think, if that was one. There's a few of those older type that we keep looking at. Yeah. And Rose says her next cruise is in 7 weeks on the Marella Voyager.
Oh, exciting. We were just trying to see if we could get back on a Marella. Today we were searching them up again because we love Marella. Yeah.
No luck. They're not making it easy for us. No. And, Nick is here from Worcestershire.
Ooh, in the UK. Looking forward to meeting you on Paul and Carol's group cruise.
I think it's actually Worcester.
Is it?
Yeah. Yes.
Keep up the great work. Thank you, guys.
And it's me, Dean. It's one of the Facebook users. Their name doesn't pop up. Dean just letting us know that it's Dean.
Oh, okay.
And Constance, lots of positive feedback from YouTubers. Blah blah blah. Sorry, I just say blah 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 because I'm trying to read fast. Not that the words are blah blah blah. But yeah. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews. Stuff not working, not all the way there. Deliberately started, but Pastor John without all the features available. That's what I'm hearing. So
yeah.
So the stuff that I'm seeing positive, we'll get into that ethics stuff a little bit later on. Greg is off the Explorer of the Seas. That's one of the ones we've been looking at. Out of Miami.
On the Navigator in June.
Yeah, that's another one we've looked at is the Navigator. So there we go. We had to talk to Greg then about cruising Royal properly because we've only done it once before. Oh, Scott is saying that Prairie is south of me. We're getting into some geography stuff here. I love geography and weather. I'm not sure if you do as much.
No.
Warm Washington is Athena and Brian.
Nice. Welcome.
And Lucia and Glenn are saying hi as well.
Hi, welcome.
And Bruce and Tawny.
We've entertained the Radiance of the Sea for price and time for a side-by-side out of Tampa. Yeah, we had our eyes on it too today.
So there's the back-to-back, which technically I hear is like the same ship back-to-back. We've decided we're not big fans of that. Just because you get the same entertainment, same menus. The side-by-side is, we've researched this week. That's why I'm bringing this up with some of our patrons, actually. The side-by-side is like getting off one ship and getting on another ship the same day, sometimes at the same port or a nearby port.
Yeah, maybe a day or two in between. I mean, sort of like what we did with our February trip. We did the Enchanted for 10 days with the group. And
no, that's not a side-by-side. You had a day in between. So
I know, but I'm saying sometimes you have to have a day in between. We had a day in between. So it's still, in my mind, a side-by-side.
No, I've decided to call that a side-by-each.
Side-by-each?
Yes.
Then we go down the
I'm giving a new cruise phase to everybody. Yes, the side.
We have yet to do it where we've gotten off of a ship and jumped on another one the same day. Yeah. We haven't done that. So we've done back-to-backs. We've done side-by-each, according to you.
Yep.
But yeah,
not a side-by-side.
Side-by-side. I guess we're going to try to make that work some point this year. Yeah. See if we can.
Bruce is saying out of Tampa. Yeah, that's actually where we've been looking at a couple Royals is out of Tampa as well. And Jack says he has a Sun Princess booked out of Fort Lauderdale in February of 26. Well, Bruno's not sure if he likes that or not. He just made a bit of a comment about that over there. He wants us to go with him, by the way. Vision of the Seas is their favorite. That's another one. And same class as Morella Discovery. Yes. I think we would like it for that reason, because we like the Morella Discovery, of course. That solarium is a really cool feature.
Yes.
And Scott is asking how he gets back onto our group chat on Messenger.
I believe that it was your group.
I'm not sure. I think there was a group chat there. I don't think we were ever involved. It was something that people in the group had started up, but I don't think it was us thing. Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah. And that's why, because we like so many comments from so many different sources. We're trying to kind of keep them all in one area so we can find people. But yeah, I don't think that was us exactly. It might have been people though in our Facebook group. I think is what he's talking about. Quantum of the Seas is what Paul and Wanda are on next month.
Nice.
Ooh. That's the one that's got that fancy little arm with the little pod.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Ooh, that should be fun.
Lucy and Glitter on the MSC. Let's say that one.
Is it
Messiah? Let's go that one.
Yeah.
Sure. Let's call it that.
In May.
August to December. Or Norwegians in August.
NCL in August and December.
Yep. And you look pretty today as well.
Thank
your
you.
green with your polka dots.
Polka dots, yeah.
That kind of looks like my Fred Flintstone outfit, just like green.
Oh.
Don't you think?
I don't know.
And Sherry and Doug are looking forward to September 2004 10 night out of Croatia on Celebrity Constellation.
Ooh, that sounds lovely.
Again, we've been also looking at Celebrity just as hard as we've been looking at Royal. We're just finding celebrity prices are a little bit of a challenge. Every time we find a celebrity cruise that actually has a decent price, it seems to be in a time that we can't get on it. We've been so close.
Because they do have some decent prices sometimes, but it hasn't been able to work with our schedule yet. Eventually, we'll get there.
Greg has done a side-by-side.
Oh, there you go. From the
same day
Encore to the Explorer, the same day. It was awesome. There you go.
Yep. Oh, we're getting more language lessons.
Oh.
Poesia. No? Poesia. Poesia.
There you go.
Let's call it that.
Okay.
Oh, and they have a transatlantic that's Lucy and Glenn also lined up for, or sorry, Trans-Pacific lined up for next year as well.
Wow.
We wish we had enough time off to do Trans-Pacific, because we probably would do it.
Oh yeah.
It's in our list.
Yeah.
Oh, you seem shocked.
There's a lot in my list right now. It's getting bigger and bigger. Brenda's done 2 side-by-sides.
Okay. We'll catch the last 2 comments before we get on to the content. Yep. Serena's been intrigued by our Enchanted Princess series and researching her upcoming cruise in 33 days.
Good.
And a lot more of that to come. And Lucy and Glenn are saying that it is actually a transatlantic. I mistakenly had it right. There you go. So we'll jump back over to a couple things here we wanted to talk about. And what are they going to be? Oh, our updates for this week. So what's our updates? So we had a video come out yesterday. It was day 3 on the group cruise, which was a sea day, but it was our scavenger hunt, and it was formal night.
It was.
Yes, and we did confuse some people.
We did.
The scavenger hunt that happened that you saw there had nothing to do with Journey to the Secret Word, but by coincidence, the scavenger hunters managed to find the letter buried in one of the areas that we had as them to find for the scavenger hunt. So the letter wasn't part of the scavenger hunt. It just felt that way when people watch the vlog from what we're hearing back from people.
Right.
So the letter for Journey to the Secret Word that you found in that video is separate from the scavenger hunt, which is something we did on the ship with all the people that joined our group cruise. So
that's right.
Scavenger hunt has nothing to do with Journey to the Secret Word, so just ignore that part.
Right.
That makes sense?
I hope so.
So that letter that you found, you might have saw it a couple of times, but only count it once. And that would be the 3rd letter of the 10 letters you're looking for to make the secret word. So far, nobody has sent us a guess yet. That's right.
Nobody sent us a guess, period, have they?
Well, people sometimes informally just kind of send us little messages saying, I think we know what the word is.
Oh, you're right. We did have somebody.
Yeah. So nobody has guessed the right one yet.
No, not yet.
So we'll see what happens there. And what did that make me think of? I can't remember. I had a thought.
What other video was released? That was just the one
talked
about?
That was the one video. Yeah, we had the Princess Keys canceled earlier in the week this week as well. So those 2 videos came out. Yeah. This week, it's going to be a fun week because we have St. Thomas. I'm just editing that. That should be out sometime by middle of the week. And we go and we do a beach day with everybody from the group. So that's a fun day for sure. Partway done editing that one. And then after that, we have another canceled port, believe it or not.
Yeah.
So that's part of the video after that. So we have a couple videos coming this week.
Right.
And what else? Oh, we were going to talk about the group cruise right now too.
Okay.
So what can we tell them?
Well, we can tell them that we have been in discussions with a cruise line, and we have decided that we will be doing our next group cruise with.
Oh, I didn't know you were talking about it. That was going to be a secret.
Oh.
Starts with an H.
It's going to be with Holland America. So we are just putting together some final details with pricing and stuff like that. This group cruise is going to be run a little bit differently. We learned some lessons from the first group cruise. The first group cruise, you know, I was working full-time, Jerry was working full-time. We were just busy off of finishing booking our daughter's wedding. And so we just told everybody, just jump on the ship this week and we'll put a group together. That doesn't work with the cruise lines. We found out the hard way. So
yeah, because the cruise industry seems to like it better if you're booked as a formal group through them, which means you're all booked through the same agent, and it's all part of the same kind of, you have all the booking numbers collected into one under a single code that then allows you to book stuff like dining, cocktail parties, even stuff
group
like
events,
excursions. All these things are possibilities that we can make happen as a group event, much more organized, and the ship helps us out a lot more if it's organized that way. So that seems to be the direction we're having to go for our next group cruise.
Yeah, we had a wonderful conversation with someone in charge with Holland America, and they seem very organized, and they're very excited to welcome us all aboard and have the Canucklings on the second ever group cruise and the first one for them. And so, yeah, it sounds really great. It's really exciting. We're just waiting for final numbers, and we're going to be putting together information to share with all of you. But we're quite excited about that.
Yes, Holland America is stepping up and doing all the stuff that we had hoped that Princess might do in the first one. We still had a really good time on the Princess cruise, as you're seeing from the vlogs coming out now. We kind of just, whatever was going on with Princess, we put it behind us. We had a great time with everybody. Mm-hmm. This time we're going to have the good time with everybody again. Plus, we're going to have the cruise line that's also very excited to have us on board, and is very happy to have so many people coming, mm-hmm. like all of you. So that's the good thing is, yeah, Princess, yeah, they're okay that we booked their cruise, but they didn't really care beyond that. Holland America wants to do a whole bunch of extra stuff for the group and make it all a wonderful experience.
Exactly.
So that's all good. So we're going to hopefully in the days ahead have the details ironed out and then make some formal announcements about dates and bookings and everything else.
Right.
So that's where we are at Group Cruise. We're getting closer every week.
Yes.
So what do we have next? I think that's all we had for updates.
Okay.
I think. Unless you had anything special. No? I saw a question about Bruno come up somewhere in there. What's his name?
Oh, this is Bruno, if you don't know, and he is 11 and a half years old. So he's our little senior dog. Mm-hmm. He still acts like a baby, but he is a senior.
Yes. Picture of the day is up next.
Okay.
Yep.
We have a nice one.
Yes. And I wonder if you can, I guess I already gave away in the description what I was going to say. What ship is this? But I think you're going to be able to tell from the description. Yeah. See if I can put it on the screen. There we go. That is the Westerdam. Todd.
Isn't that beautiful?
Todd took a picture of the Westerdam from what ship?
Majestic Princess he was on.
I told Mrs. Canuck before they're live, right? Seconds before, I said, you have to remember one thing. That's the name of the ship that Todd was on. So she did it.
Yeah.
There you go. So he took this picture a while ago. Yeah. So, but I love cruise ships at night. I love this picture.
It's gorgeous.
Like when we've been on, and I would argue the fact, maybe I'm biased because of the group cruise coming up, that Holland America has the most beautiful ships at night.
They do.
They look phenomenal with the dark hull and the white accents. And we've been on Holland America in Cozumel at night. It just looked gorgeous that night.
For sure.
Same thing when we were Paul and Carol, and we were in, I believe it was Aruba. We were coming back at night. It looked beautiful. The sun setting behind us. So,
yeah.
Yep. So we like Todd's picture. We used it this week. So thanks, Todd, for the picture.
Yes. Thanks for sharing. And please, guys, if you have a wonderful picture that you'd like to share and have it a part of our live, send us your pictures and comments, all of that.
Oh, Bruno's touching me now. Thanks, Bru. And trivia. Ooh. So this relates to travel vloggers, YouTube vloggers. We'll see. We got a multiple choice for you. And so according to a site called Social Blade, they kind of track a lot of the YouTube channels and rate them and everything else.
Okay.
I looked it up today. They have certain channels categorized in certain different categories. And one of them is travel, which is in the cruise space that we're in. So this is our category. But how many do you think there are? If you're going to start a YouTube channel about cruise vlogging tomorrow, how many people are you running up against?
A lot.
Yeah, so is it 3,250 other channels that are doing travel vlogging? Is there 32,000 and change? Is it 325,000, or is there actually 3 million plus travel vlog YouTube channels? What's your guess?
325,000 is my guess.
325 is your guess? Let me go to the comments section and see if I can see what the guesses are coming in here.
I see 325 from Serena.
I'm seeing Serena's at 325.
Yeah.
3.2 million. Kylie's at 325.
Ooh. What's the answer? Let us know.
You're all a little bit high.
A little bit high?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So 32,000. I can't see the numbers.
Yep.
Sorry, they're too far away.
32,500 roughly is what Social Blade has categorized as travel YouTube channels. Now that doesn't include Instagram or other. That's just specifically YouTube travel vloggers. But yeah,
Okay.
there you go. James and Kitty Cat had it right.
There you go.
There you go. So yeah, so that's I see Lucina Gunn saying that's it, but then put 32,000 people in a building somewhere, and
yeah, that's a lot of people. You're right. I guess
that's like half the city.
I thought it was more though.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a lot of people, and so that's kind of what we're in that category. We're one of the 32,500.
One of exactly.
We're just one. Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, lots of people. So that was the trivia for the week. And let me go back to where that was. There it was. So questions and comments of the week. The first one that came up was, where do we report the letter? Or was that just for the scavenger hunt? So this was kind of some of the confusion we had from questions this week.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so where to report the letter? So for Journey of the Secret Word, you have to get the letter from every vlog, and you have to know the location of it in each vlog. So keep track of that. And then when the very last vlog of the series, so in this case, the 10th day, is released, then you'll be able to go to our website and you'll be able to hit a button and enter the information for what your guess is for the word and the location of all the letters. At that point, then we collect all those. We do the random draw on the big wheel, and somebody wins some level 8 luggage.
That's right.
So nothing to do with the scavenger hunt. The scavenger hunt was totally something we did only on the ship.
Just an activity we did on board.
Yeah. So hopefully that clarifies some of the confusion we had this week. And the next comment that came out said, keep on taking those naps, Jerry. To me, the best benefit of an inside cabin is afternoon nap time. I don't even nap at home. You chose that one.
I did choose that one because if you guys saw the vlog that came out this week, Mr. Canuck was battling with being exhausted from all the fun and activities that we were doing with the group cruise. So he may have had more naps on this cruise than he normally does.
Yep. That was James and Kimmy Cat's fault.
Oh, was it?
It's exhausting, yes.
Oh, yeah.
It was nobody's fault. It was just we were so busy and had so many people that just imagine being on a cruise ship. Where you go, you bump into someone you know and you're talking, having another drink. It's just like, yeah,
hanging out.
It's a wonderful type of exhaustion.
Yeah, it was
busy.
For
I guess
sure.
it's exhausting to us because we live in such a small town with very few people that we don't talk to a lot of people on a normal day. We've only talked to each other today in person.
Well, that's not true. I might have had a few. We had a few phone conversations.
In person. I said.
Oh, in person.
Yes.
Okay.
For days in a row, we only see each other.
Yeah. Especially me, since I've retired. I've gone from being in a school with hundreds and hundreds of people to just Bruno and I most days. It's a big difference.
And Jeff had asked, loving the videos. I'm wondering if the ship was at full capacity.
That's a great question.
We get this question almost every single vlog series, regardless of how many people are on the ship.
And so the reason why we included this one in is sort of to touch base on a part of what our topic of conversation this live is. Part of the reason why we get that question so much is that we go out of our way to try to film just us and not be filming a bunch of people that are enjoying their vacation without their permission, basically. We're very cognizant that a lot of people are on vacation and they didn't give us a sort of permission to film them, and maybe they don't want to. A lot of people do. Trust me, there's a lot of people that message us and say, oh my gosh, we were on the same ship as you and we saw ourselves in the background at the Good Spirits Bar and that was great. So that's wonderful.
You're giving it all away now, are you?
Oh, sorry. But I just want to say the reason why everybody asks if the ship is full is that we try not to show crowds of people.
So to answer the question exactly, and I'm not even sure what vlog this is for. Almost every ship we've been on recently, except for the ones right after COVID, have almost been all full capacity.
Yeah. So it was about this ship, the Enchanted Princess.
Yeah. So yeah, we are unfortunately we haven't been able to find those ships that aren't at full capacity, and they don't really exist anymore.
No, I think they're selling out everywhere.
Like we just kind of casually looked and thought, oh, what are we doing on Easter? We have 4 days. What if we can squeeze in a 4-day cruise? That was our thinking. But believe it or not, just the logistic of doing that is a challenge for us coming from Canada. But the other logistic is when we looked at all the cruises available for, say, 2 weeks from now, almost every single cruise is sold out. You can't get a last minute deal anymore. Yeah. You'd have to go into like May before you can find one that's not like sold out. There's a couple balconies or expensive cruises that are available. But your average cruise where you book an interior or affordable cabin, none are available. Yeah. So that's how busy the cruise industry is right now. Yeah. So despite the fact that a lot of times our videos, it doesn't look like we're at full capacity, almost all of them have been. So, but yeah, there's some good reasons as to why it looks that way though.
That's right.
So I guess that's the next topic is
Okay.
vlogger ethics. I should check just the comment section real fast before we go on to this topic, because then everybody can ask questions. I do see that Kelly's talking about how she's got on the Regal Princess British Isles cruise in September. There you go.
Nice.
And Peggy's also just joined us.
Welcome.
Back from her cruise late last night. What cruise is Peggy on? Do you remember?
Oh, not off the top of my
I
head.
remember
I'd have to look
seeing
in my phone.
it. Yeah, I remember seeing. Yeah, but yep. So, anyways, we'll make comments, put questions if you have about the cruise vlogger thing, and we'll try to talk through it here, and we'll get back to everybody in a second with all the questions. So yeah, as Mrs. Canuck alluded to, from the very beginnings of us vlogging, we really didn't want to film other people. We kind of went off to the side. We stood in a quiet little corner of a room or our lounge that's not being used. We would sometimes even wait till after dinner, so we didn't film anybody in the dining room. Like, we kind of went out of our way to not film people.
Right.
And we were doing that to be respectful. Also, we were a little unsure of what the policy is on filming other people. When we first started, we kind of weren't quite sure of how that works. And that itself is a little bit of a squishy issue, as Ben and David found out, that if you're on private property, which technically is a cruise ship is private property, whoever owns that private property has the right to make whatever rules they want.
Right.
So if they want to make rules saying you can't vlog, that's at their discretion. That isn't in place as far as we know. The only restrictions on cruise ships, as far as I know, for filming is if you're going to do a bigger production, you're going to show up with like lights and a crew and professional cameras and try to film something without their permission, they can shut that down. That you need kind of permits and permission to do that. But someone carrying around a smartphone or a little tiny camera, that's where, most people have never had a problem.
Right. The only other sort of big standout is that the majority of cruise lines, not all of them, we've been on some where it hasn't been an issue, but a lot of them will tell you that they don't want you to film their production shows. So they're sort of copyright material and they don't want those aired. We've been on a few, I believe it was Morella that told us we could film, but there are some, the majority of them don't want you to film in the theater. So you'll see us just sort of showing you the 2 seconds of the final note of a song at the end of the show. That's about all we can film.
And also, usually you can't film the comedy shows is another thing you can't film. A lot of them get really, very touchy about trying to film if you're anywhere near the security when you're coming on and off the ship.
That's true.
Several times they've stopped me from filming.
They see a camera in our hand, they'll say, is that on? Is that on?
Yep.
Because they won't let you film that.
Yeah. But as far as the ethics of filming other people, did do a little bit of a dive onto that. But the understanding is that if you're in a public space anywhere, then there is no expectation of privacy, technically, meaning vloggers can film you, but there is some gray areas there that if for example, children is one for us. With children in the background, it becomes a little more complicated because if there is a possibility the parents there's a requirement for even from YouTube that we would have to have like written consent from parents to show children that aren't our own children. So if we see children anywhere around us with the cameras are turned off or put down immediately. Even if they show up in the background by mistake, we don't use those scenes. We don't show other people's children. That's right. And we even had a situation where we were filming and someone's children came through I think we were by the elevator banks on one of the ships. And we stopped filming and the parents realized that what we were doing, we stopped filming because the children that came through, and they said to us, oh, it's okay. You're doing a vlog. We don't mind if our children show up on the vlog. And I said, well, for us, it becomes an issue. And so, because legally we're supposed to have written permission from them. Now they gave us oral permission right there, but we weren't going through that. So, we just refilmed once that family left. Yeah, so there is those pieces there. And also there's some areas on the ship that are really tough to film without people in the background. A lot of the times the theater is a very difficult spot to do that in, where people are sitting up and behind you. Because you're so close in a theater situation. So a lot of times we'll either blur people out in the background or we won't film at all, or we'll get to the theater really early where there's nobody behind us. Yes, that's half the reason why we get there so early, is so that we can do a 30-second clip of what we're about to do and tell you guys in the camera. But that means that there's generally empty seats around us and we can do it. And a lot of times, unless we have a really private table, that's the reason you'll see the food on the table in front of us, but you're not going to see us very often, our faces, because we don't want to show people in the background of the dining room as well. We're giving all our secrets away. Yeah, so all those things combined are kind of why you don't see a lot of people in our vlogs, or it seems like the ship's not busy, because we're deliberately avoiding filming people. It isn't that there aren't lots of people around. Right. But that's brought its own complication that we're finding out from people now. That some people have gone on cruises after they've watched our videos and they said, our cruise was much busier than yours. And that's only because we didn't film the busyness. But most of the cruises we've been on have been really busy in one way or another. we just didn't film the busyness. That creates another ethical dilemma for us because we're trying to give you all the best information for what it's really like on a cruise ship every day.
Yeah.
Well, meanwhile, we're avoiding crowds, so you
Right.
don't get to see the crowds as much as we see them in real life.
Yeah.
So we're trying to work on that. I think you'll start to see through the tail end of the group cruise and definitely on MSC that there's more filming of masses of people collected. We try not to film where people's faces are right in the camera, more of the kind of the back of people walking towards something.
Like overlooking the piazza with the dance floor full of people and we're up a deck or two above, stuff like that. We've trying to give you the idea that there are people on this ship with us.
Yeah.
But we still have to be respectful of people's privacy.
Yeah. So if you're watching our vlogs and it says, wow, I want to be on that ship because nobody is there.
Yeah.
It's just because we filmed it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we didn't film it to try to make it look like there was nobody on the ship. We filmed it because we didn't want to have anybody behind us that didn't give their permission to be part of our vlog.
Yeah. With the exception of that would be the new Sundom vlog that we've released and the Rotterdam vlog. When we released the new Sundom vlog, they were sailing at 50% capacity. So yes, there weren't crowds and there was a lot of space. Rotterdam was at 75% capacity. But every other cruise ship that we've released vlogs for, they've been, if not at 100%, close to it.
Yeah. And there's some spots that obviously you can't film people without their permission, them in their cabins by themselves. So we can't walk up to an ocean view window and film in to see what someone's doing in their cabin.
Can you imagine?
I can't walk into the washroom and film if people are in there. I have walked into the washroom and filmed, but
oh my God,
only after I checked to make sure nobody was in there, that type of thing. So there are some areas where there's an expectation of privacy, so we definitely don't cross those lines for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it makes it a challenge sometimes to vlog, and maybe part of the reason we don't like being on ships with tons of people. And we try to gravitate towards quieter ships is we know it's easier for us to film and get some footage for you. Is because otherwise we're spending a lot of time trying to find the quiet spots, and it could be hard.
Yes.
Especially some cruise lines. One specifically that we don't cruise anymore. There's always speakers blaring music around the ship. That's another problem too, is then you can't hear us talking because there's copyright music coming everywhere that we can't have in our vlogs. Copyright music becomes a whole nother issue in vlogging as far as trying to make that work as well. So
yeah, absolutely.
So there are a lot of pitfalls in there and a lot of ethical things as far as copyright music, children, filming other people without their permission. Luckily, we, to the best of our knowledge, at least through all the official channels, we've never had anybody come to us and be upset about us filming them. Hopefully that means we've shown the amount of respect that's appropriate.
Yeah, if anything, we've had comments from people that have watched the vlogs that they, like I said earlier, have cruised with us and they thought it was great that they saw themselves in the back of our vlog when we were on the dance floor or somewhere else or whatever. So yeah.
Yep. And we also don't we don't want to film people, on a cruise ship, especially drink packages stuff. Some people are having a good time. They might be behaving in a way that maybe isn't typical or sometimes appropriate. And there's a whole bunch of factors there that we just don't want to get into filming that. So like a lot of times you're not seeing us a lot of stuff on the dance floor with other people or groups of people that are around bars. Like, yeah, it's just kind of, I think, just making a smart, ethical decision.
We just try to be respectful of people's privacy. That's all it is.
Exactly. Yeah. So kind of bringing that full circle back around to Ben and David and MSC though, there's kind of, this all ties into that. So Ben and David, they were told to stop, and originally they were told to stop because they didn't have permission to film.
Right.
It was the first reason given. So this has kind of played out a little bit in the last few days. Then the official reason after that was that somebody in the yacht club, so Ben and David were in a ship inside a ship type of area of MSC, and that MSC says that they had a complaint that somebody did not want to be filmed and shown on someone else's social media. So that was the second reason that MSC gave Ben and David. And that's all come full circle since. And Ben and David now have had an apology from MSC. They're working with them to figure out how this works for content creators on their ships versus the rights of passengers. So that's all now being hashed out in the background. So it's kind of interesting. But for us, it was really interesting because we tried to get the yacht club as part of our filming schedule. We were on MSC the first time.
Yeah. So the little backstory, before we ever went on an MSC, we did like most of you guys do. We went on YouTube and we watched some fellow vloggers vlog their experiences. And so some of our favorite vloggers were on an MSC ship and they were given a pass to go to the yacht club area. And actually they were allowed to spend the day there, hang out there, have lunch, have drinks, film their experience. So when we were going on our MSC Seaside, we emailed the company and reached out and didn't hear anything back from them. And so when we were on board, we went to guest services and explained our situation, gave them our card, told them what we were doing, asked if we would be allowed to go and film the yacht club so that you guys could see it and that we could see it too firsthand. Anyways, we got a phone call into our cabin because they said they had to check with the yacht club manager. We had a phone call in our cabin a little bit later and said, come on down at 4:00. We'll bring you in for a tour, but leave your camera in your cabin. And we were like, what? But the whole point, the reason why we wanted to do it was to film it. And they said, oh, no, you're not allowed to film it, but you can go and see it and then you can talk about it. That's what we were told.
And then to show us the seriousness of how they were really not wanting us to film it, we arrived and we had to go into the secret yacht club area and get past the first barrier. And there's like a maitre d', there's a host kind of at the entrance. And the host says to us that I've been told by my management staff that I am to frisk you to see if you have any cell phones or any equipment that you could record.
You need to check any equipment that they wanted me to make sure that you held on to it, or I held on to any equipment that you have that could be. So if you have an iPhone or anything like that, they wanted me to take it. And he said, I saw as you came in, you took a picture of the doorway with your iPhone. That's fine. And as long as you promise me not to use it the rest of the time, I'll let you hold on to your phone.
Yeah. So at that point, we knew there was a real serious issue in the background with MSC about pictures, vlogging, yacht club. And we were very confused because we'd seen other people do it without a problem. But we kind of thought nothing of it. And then we, of course, saw what Ben and David went through. And that kind of piqued our, we know where that's coming from.
Okay, we've been there.
We've kind of a little bit. We've had an experience like that. And the other thing was on this last MSC cruise, while filming in the buffet twice. I was in the buffet filming with the camera.
Filming the food.
And not just filming the food, though. Filming some of the frustration with how they didn't have the buffet open. And they had these long curtains that were pulled down. And I was kind of going around with the camera trying to peer inside to show that there was food behind the curtains and saying, why won't they open the curtains? The food's right there getting cold. Let us have some food. At the same time, an officer is walking by and I can see me what I'm doing and probably hear what I'm saying. And I kind of got bumped into, like, in a pretty firm way.
Shoulder shove.
I thought nothing of it. I thought mistakes happen. He's just probably trying to get somewhere. He's doing his job, whatever. I really thought nothing of it the first time. When I was doing the exact same thing a day or two later, showing that the buffet was still a bit of a mess and we were trying to get some food, I got bumped into her a second time doing the same thing. I started thinking, maybe that wasn't a mistake the first time or the second time. But neither time did an officer stop and say anything to me. So I'm still willing to say that maybe both times it was coincidences I got bumped into, but it was odd that I have my camera there. And usually if you've got a camera and you're doing something, people avoid you. They don't want to disturb your shot or your equipment.
Right.
I didn't get that type of treatment. It was no problem bumping into me. So maybe coincidence. So I'm not going to make too much out of it. We didn't make much out of it in the video. You'll see. I don't know if we even barely mentioned it in the video.
No, I can't remember.
But so there's some funny stuff with MSC that we've never experienced on any other cruise line as we're doing the vlogging thing.
For sure.
Yeah. For sure. So there's a few comments coming in. Should I jump on those?
Sure.
And I'm just seeing here. Ruth is saying that she is happy. Oh, Peggy's also saying that the Eurodam was the ship she got off.
Oh, okay.
That's what it was. Yes. And we got someone from Hawaii that's joined us. Marie, looks like.
Welcome.
And Ruth is saying that she is happy that we make cruising look so exciting. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
And that was my ethical dilemma when people started saying to me, oh, it's way busier on a cruise than what you show in your videos. I felt bad. I'm like, I didn't want them to go on something and not get the experience they were looking for.
Right.
So,
the whole reason why we started vlogging was we love cruising and we wanted to share that joy. And we would come back from vacations and friends and coworkers that had never cruised before would be like trying to get us to explain what cruising was like. And they couldn't really compare it to other things. And so we thought, you know what, there's a whole lot of people out there that have never been on a cruise ship because a lot of people have misconceptions about cruise ships. And they think, oh, I'm going to be seasick if I get on it. All those sort of things that we all think about when we've never experienced a cruise ship. We thought, you know what, we should show people how elegant it can be and how fun it can be and, how safe it can be, all those things. So that's what we strive to do. For sure.
So Kelly Rome is saying she was a little nervous about being filmed, but said we were respectful to everybody. But she hasn't seen the footage yet.
Laughing.
So, and I guess to that point, when we went on the group cruise, one thing we did leading up in the month ahead of the group cruise, when we know we had our final group that were on Facebook and paying attention to everything, we basically said, hey, here's the situations where you're going to see cameras. Here's the situations that you'll be able to recognize that we're about to start filming and where we're filming and what to look for, kind of to try to educate them a little bit. But also said, if you don't want to be filmed, let us know and we will respect that. we'll make sure that we don't have you in the background if we can. We'll just make sure that that doesn't happen.
Right.
We don't really ever go up to somebody face to face and film them right there.
Mhm.
Usually it's just them around us doing stuff.
Mhm.
So we kind of painted the picture, and luckily everybody on the group said, yeah, no problem. You know, we don't mind if we show up.
A
So
few people might have been shy the first time that they saw that Jerry had the camera going, but that's normal. I definitely was a lot shyer the first time Jerry threw the camera on me than I am now.
Mhm. So, and yeah, and to Kelly's last point, as much as it's funny to say, oh yeah, we've got some good stuff on you.
Yeah.
we know firsthand what it looks like to have embarrassing content about yourselves on the internet. So we certainly wouldn't let anyone else show up in our videos that we think is like
No,
not appropriate.
There's no way we would.
So
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, so
I preview every video before it airs just to make sure that the bathing suit coverage is not too bad. All those awful things that you worry about as a woman.
she cuts all the good stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, Cynthia's saying, take us off all of your videos. Actually, they said they loved that they were included. It made it more real.
Oh, that's great.
And we always have people, I'd say at least once every week or two, we'll just kind of get a random email or message from someone saying, hey, I was in Rome the same time as you, and I just realized it. I watched the video and I saw our family boarding. It was so amazing to have to recreate that day in your videos and watch how it played out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that kind of makes us happy when we see that people don't mind showing up and they're actually looking for themselves and excited
Yeah.
to see. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the good news story of that type of situation.
Yeah.
Marie wants to know if we ever did the Haven.
We haven't. I'll be on the Joy to Bermuda this summer. I'm very excited and I've heard mixed reviews. I'm wondering what you guys think about if it's worth the extra money. Sorry, we haven't done it. No, we haven't paid that money yet.
No, we've thought about that too, but we've never did the upgrade.
Mhm.
We thought about bidding for it. We didn't do that.
That's true.
Todd says you do a great job, maybe too good of a job because he couldn't find himself.
And the Sky videos couldn't get a glimpse. Maybe
Yeah.
last.
Yeah. And Kylie wants to know if it's an MSC thing or general cruise line thing.
We haven't had any other issues with other cruise lines. Now, what we do, and this is what most vloggers do too, is when we've booked a cruise and the months leading up to it, a few weeks or months leading up to it, we will email the cruise line and tell them that we are coming and that we will be filming and what we do. And we also put a link to our YouTube page so that they can check it out themselves. And then, that sort of lets them know we're coming. And if there's an issue at that point, we expect that they would respond and say, oh, you're not allowed to film or whatever. But mostly we have the opposite. We've had cruise lines that have had welcome aboard gifts in our cabin when they found out we were coming, or, just crew waving and smiling and asking if they can be put on the vlog, stuff like that. So it's always been really positive.
For sure. Twyla saying that Pero DJ were on the last cruise that she was on. They're very lovely and very tall.
They are very tall. Yes, I would love to meet them myself, Twyla. That's cool. Wow.
Yep. Hopefully we're very lovely, but we're a little shorter.
Yes, we are.
In fact,
Actually, yes. I was just going to say, one person said to me on our group cruise that I was shorter than they thought.
Shorter than expected, yes.
They thought I was taller. So there you go.
Yeah. Mrs. Canuck was shorter than expected on a group cruise. I was shyer than expected.
Yeah, there you go.
That was the
and
comment.
that's his true personality. So there you
go. No. Esther's just turning in now. She got to replay.
So I have to replay.
So one other thing that comes up too when you talk about ethics is there are actually, when we're posting content and cruise lines are, say, giving us something free, or if there's some brand that's given us something like level 8 with the luggage, then there is actually a legal requirement there. There you're getting into actual rules from the FTC that says, here's what you must do.
Right.
And this is where it gets really dicey in the vlogger space, because a lot of people do a really good job and some vloggers don't do it at all. And they're the ones that are at risk of being fined or caught by the FTC doing that. Yeah. We looked the other day, we were watching friends of ours, Paul and Carol are in Japan right now, and they're posting straight out that, advertisement that here's the situation that we were invited to be on this, and here's full disclosure.
Yeah, so they've been gifted to go on a tour right now, and they're on a tour. And at the beginning of every post they have, they write the word ad.
Yep. Which is the requirement from the FTC, is that should be the first word that shows up if you're being paid to be any part of that. So people know that you're not just going on as a person and showing your honest opinion, that there's a little bit of cooperation between you and the cruise line.
Yeah. And so, like, I mean, for every cruise that Jerry and I have gone on, we have paid full price, whatever price you're paying. We've never had a discounted price on our cruises because we're vlogging. Nothing like that. We have had things gifted to us from the cruise line. For instance, you know, when we were on the Koningsdam, they gave us some specialty dining. And so when we posted pictures on that, we did post that was a gift to us and that was a hosted event with them.
Yeah.
That, you know.
Yeah, it's very interesting to us. I guess because we're in the vlogger space, that we'll see a ship and a whole bunch of vloggers are on it, and we'll just kind of look through to see all the vloggers and see who's actually disclosed that they're, you know, if there's an affiliation here or not. And it's interesting to see the ones that do and ones that don't.
Yeah, for sure.
Some don't, and that's kind of a dangerous thing. We always try to fully disclose because we want you to know when we're saying something because we paid for it, we're experiencing it like you do, and here's our honest opinion, versus, well, we were given this for free, so but we still give an honest opinion, but we want you to know that we did get it for free.
And did we still the reason why I brought up that when we were on Koningsdam, they sent us to the seafood restaurant, and most of you that follow all our channels know that Jerry does not like seafood.
Nope.
But I love it. And so for me, it was the best specialty restaurant dining I'd ever had. And one of the questions that one of our followers asked me was, Jill, I know that you were sent there for free. Would you pay for it? Was it worth it to pay for it, in your opinion? And so that's, you know, absolutely. That's why we advertised that it was a gift from them, so that we could answer that question honestly. I would have paid for it for sure. But would you have, because you don't like seafood?
Yeah,
he probably just went because it was gifted to us. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, we always have those ethical debates amongst ourselves when we're getting gifted stuff. Was this really good because we didn't pay for it and it was a nice surprise, or was it really good even if we would have paid for it? Right. So we always have that debate, and we're always trying to be as honest as we can because of that, and also try to disclose as, you know, full straight out where our situation is when we're talking about.
That's right.
So that's supposed to be what everybody's supposed to do. So, you know, if you're listening to a vlogger that's, you know, been paid to say that versus one that's just experienced it and had a good time,
right,
or bad time, in better David case. So we'll go back and see if there's any more questions. We're getting close to the end here.
Good.
Oh yeah, no more questions. Kelly's making happy faces. I'll throw on the screen.
There was a question earlier
did I
that
miss one?
you missed over when we were there. That
I see Shelly is here. Cheeseman, I see as well.
Asking whether either one of us, when we were talking about the group cruise coming up, asked one of the questions from a follower was if either one of us is a travel agent. I can't find it right now.
I did see that one too.
But the answer is yes, Jerry is a travel agent. And so that's how we're going to be able to book our group cruise, because he is a licensed travel agent.
Yep.
We don't really advertise that. We don't, because it's something that we've only ever sort of done for friends and family and special events like this will be.
Exactly. Yeah. I dove into becoming a travel agent right in the middle to end of 2019.
It was great timing.
We all know what happened in 2020 with the travel industry, and that was my introduction to being a travel agent.
He spent the first 6 months of being a travel agent booking trips, and then the next 6 months canceling
trips. Yes.
So he knows how to cancel them. Yeah.
So we're gonna leverage that ability to help them take complete control of the group cruise and make sure that we get the experience for everybody that we want. Holland America is going to be able to work directly with us. It's all going to work out much better than how we did the Princess cruise. As much as we had a great time with Princess, this is going to be that much fun, and then more so because it's going to feel like
be a little more extra perks thrown in.
It feel like Holland America is going to be inviting us and all of you on board, which is really exciting. So I think we're getting. I see a new comment just popped up somewhere at the bottom there. Oh, and group cruise confirmed, dear agent.
It's almost confirmed. Kelly joined in a little bit late. It will be a Holland America, and we're just waiting for the final details on an email that should be coming back this beginning of this week so that we can announce everything.
And the reason we're not giving you dates or anything else is because we actually are waiting for them to confirm that we have the space, because we are looking at probably blocking over 100 spaces for people. So we want to make sure there's lots of capacity. So we're thinking we're going to have at least for as many people we did last time in the group cruise, possibly more. And that's been under Holland America's recommendation based on what they're seeing from our channel and talking to us. So they think there's probably going to be more than we had before. And so we're making sure that there's we want to make sure that everybody wants to come and get a room or a stateroom. So we want to definitely make sure that's available. And then when we know that for sure, we'll have the ship, we'll have the date, and then we're going to have the dates and the details as far as being able to book. And maybe we'll see next week on the live, we might have that information. So
well, we're hoping it'll all be organized by then.
Yes. So, but I think that's the last comment, and that should be the last question. Yep. So we'll leave it there and join us next week because it might be all about the group cruise. I'm not sure. Holland America's even offered, and we'll see if this plays out. The timing, we'll see. But they were even suggesting that, if we have a bunch of a captive audience like we do here in the live that might be joining the group cruise, they might be willing to send someone to actually speak to all of us during the live to talk about the group cruise as well. So that's service right there. So we'll see if that gets lined up or not. But either way, hopefully we have more information. And if it goes the way we expect, we'll have definitely a lot more information about the group cruise next weekend.
Yes.
So
please, guys, hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and thank you for watching and have a wonderful week.
And we'll talk to you next Sunday.
We will.
Have a good week, everybody.